Hey guys, how's it going? It is December the 4th, 2014, and this morning was supposed to be the launch of Orion EFT-1, or Exploration Flight Test 1. Unfortunately, they had some issues with the fuel and drain valves, so they had to scrub the launch for the day. NASA released a statement that the launch has been placed in what's called a 24-hour launch recycle. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to reset and try again tomorrow. Now, this flight is an uncrewed flight, so there's no astronauts on board. And basically, the flight profile was supposed to be they were going to launch the spacecraft, and it was going to go to a distance of 3,600 miles up in orbit. Now, that's quite a difference in what we've been doing lately. This is actually the first time we've gone to deep space in almost 40 years. In comparison, the Space Shuttle and the International Space Station go up to a distance of 250 miles. So it's quite a big difference. So, over 3,000 miles difference between the two. The Orion spacecraft is going to orbit twice and then splash down into the Pacific Ocean to be reused. That's actually a big component of the Orion spacecraft. Is one, it is a capsule like in the back in the old days. But unlike Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo, this capsule is reusable. It is designed to be retrofitted or refitted to do different missions, not just one specific mission. One thing about NASA is, back in the day, Mercury had a specific job, Gemini had a specific job, Apollo had a specific job. Even the space shuttle had a specific job. Orion is designed to do multiple things. It can deliver astronauts to the International Space Station, or it can go all the way and land to Mars. So that's something that's really cool about Orion. Now, one of the things that was announced this morning by NASA Director Charles Bolden is that we will be going back to the moon sometime between now and the time we land on Mars, which is tentatively scheduled for 2030. So within the next 16 years, we're going back to the moon. Why go back to the moon, you might ask? Well, there's actually some good reasons for it. One, we have to get our astronauts used to and trained to land on another planet. We just can't just go to Mars and hope for the best. And the moon offers that best case scenario. President Barack Obama wanted to land on an asteroid, and there are some good merits of landing on an asteroid, and it's definitely something Orion can do, and I think it's something that's in NASA's future. But for right now, I think we need to go back to the moon, and we need to do some long-duration moon missions. During the Apollo program, they took 4 days to get there, 4 days to get back, and they were on the surface for maybe a day and a half at the very most. With these new missions, they need to stay on there 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a full year. That way we can find out what do we need to develop in order to live and work on another planet where we can't breathe the atmosphere. We have to shield ourselves from cosmic rays. What do we have to do in order to do that, to protect our astronauts going to Mars? I think that's a very good step on it, on the way to Mars. I'm getting really excited about this. I mean, this is big news for me. The Orion spacecraft is, when you look at it, I was watching it on NASA TV because the internet went crazy this morning. We were supposed to have a bunch of live feeds about it. None of it happened. A bunch of technical issues. From what I understand, according to Abby Harrison, astronaut Abby, a lot of issues were at KSC for the broadcast, so that happens. It's something that happens. Hopefully they'll have it fixed by tomorrow. Maybe they can do a live stream by then. But I watched it on NASA TV, and when you're looking at the Orion spacecraft on top of the Delta IV Heavy, it looks like a mashup of the Space Shuttle and Apollo, because you have these two large solid rocket boosters on the side and this big rocket in the middle with a capsule on top and they still use the old school escape tower for the ejection system. But hey, if it works, it works. But yeah, at this point though, unless they can get the fuel and drain valves fixed, if they can do that, then they'll launch tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have a successful launch, and then that will be it for Exploration Flight Test 1, and we'll go on to Exploration Mission 1, which I believe is supposed to be going to the moon, I think. I may be wrong on that. I have to recheck the information on that. But, yeah. Alright, well that's about it for right now, and hopefully I'll be doing a video saying that the launch was successful tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later on. Alright, bye.